I decided that a second example might be helpful. So I've got this screenshot made from the website. We've got 2 points. The first point is at -1, 6. Second point is at +1, 2. So I've got my vertical height, which that's y2 minus y1. So if we label these x1, y1, x2, y2, then y2 minus y1 becomes 2 minus 6, which is -4. For the change in x, x2 minus x1, x2 is 1, and x1 is -1, and when you're subtracting a negative, that becomes 1 plus 1, or 2. So here my distance is 2, and for y my distance is, we got -4, but if we're talking about distances, we actually take the absolute value. So the distance here is +4. Now, I can plug a squared plus b squared equals c squared in, and then I can solve for my distance, which is c. So we're going to do 4 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. Order of operations says I need to square before I can add. Then I have 16 plus 4, which gives me 20. So if 20 is c times c, or c squared, then the square root of 20 equals c. Nope, that's not what I wanted. All right. So when I'm entering this answer in, I need to do square root and then 20. Submit answer. Do I want to? Yes. Uh-oh, it says something was wrong. Okay, what did I do wrong? Well, that's why we had the videos on prime factorization and on simplifying the radical, because the square root of 20 simplifies. So if I take my 20, factor out 2, I'm left with 10. Factor out 2, I'm left with 5. And once I have all the prime factors, then I'm circling pairs of 2, and then I'm boxing anything that's left. So a pair of 2's, I can write that as a square root 4, and then I have my square root 5. With square root 4, when I circle a pair, that simplifies, right? 2 times 2 is 4, so square root of 4 is 2, so 2 root 5. Now that we have simplified the radical, let's try that again. So 2, then my square root, then 5, and now I got it right. Okay. A couple of other things to watch out for on these problems. If we're plugging everything in all at once, which is perfectly fine, let's go look at it that way. So if I do square root x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1, that whole thing is squared. Right, so instead of plugging everything in at once, what I did is kind of work them all separately, but either way will still work. So then I have the square root of x2 minus x1, we said was 2, squared plus negative 4 squared. All right, so that simplification step I just did, the negative 4, and then the negative 2, or positive 2, sorry, is there. When you're typing into your calculator, if you're squaring a negative, you have to put it in parentheses. If you do not, it won't square the negative part, and you'll end up having, so let me write this. So wrong way would be square root of 2 squared is 4, and then if you type negative 4 squared into your calculator incorrectly, it'll give you minus 16, and then you have a negative number and there's problems. All right, so the wrong is from minus 4 squared. The right way is parentheses minus 4 squared. So now you have square root of 4 plus 16, which is square root of 20, which is root 4 times root 5, which is 2 root 5. I hope this helps. Good luck.